So we're back with this VR2022 deck again, and this really is the absolute final stop for this one. If I cannot fix it, using some of the spare boards which I've got from another deck, that's it, it's getting stripped. I'm not going to try troubleshooting it any longer because, well, first off, I think I'll need a scope to troubleshoot it further, and I don't have a scope. And second off, the owner of the machine has basically said that if I can't fix it, he would more rather have all of the components for spares for his equivalent Philips version, which, you know, I don't blame him. I would be exactly the same, to be honest with you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've got somewhere, I'll just see if my phone powers up. I've got the service manual for one of these. It's a scanned PDF. It's not absolutely brilliant, but it should at least tell us which board is the servo control board. Now, the weird thing about these particular decks is they've got all of the central logic on one single board. So all of the logic chips are on, in fact I've got one here, are on this board here. So this is actually the central, you could think of it as the central sort of core processing board. So I'm actually going to try this one first and see if that makes a difference, because that seems a logical place to start. Start with the central control board. You can see that the central control board is at the front here. So I am just going to unplug all the connectors. Which are made easier without that in the way. Doing like so. Oh, there we go. And there. I think that's nearly all of them. Then we've got one here, which I'll actually get to. Once I've started getting the board out of the machine itself. So, screwdriver on the riser clip. And there we are. And then out with that one. So this is the one I'm going to replace it or substitute it with. And what's quite useful is Jan has actually left the connectors in, so you can actually see what colour wires and connectors go to which slot, which is quite handy. So if you ever do take a board out, just leave the ends of the wires on them, so you've got something to either solder onto if you absolutely needed to, or you've got a reference of what connector goes back into where when you start to put it all back into the machine. So we'll start with that one. And we've got, what did I take out? Red, black and purple. You've got red, black and purple. And you got this one. Thankfully there's only one of that size. So what I can actually do now is lower this one back into the machine. And there we go. I think that's in there. Oh, where is it? Hang on. Oh no, it's not centralised. No, it is. That's better. There we go, so that's that. Then we've got, oh, that one's a bit tight. Let's undo that one, loop it around into there. and into there. There we go. And you've got this one, which I'll unplug these other ones as well. So you've got this one. Let's undo this one as well. Thankfully they're all different sizes, and the two which could get mixed up is this one and that one, but even then those are different sizes. So there's actually no connectors on this particular board that you could easily mix up, which is handy. And we'll go into here. Where are we? Into there, it does. That's the problem, it does get a bit snaggy, especially when you've got all of this wiring. Trying to go into this small, relatively small space. That's that one. And that is this one. Let's actually get this one in first, seeing as that one's most likely to go in. There we are. And the big one. That seems really tight for some reason. I'm sure these front connectors are all sorted. Yeah, they're fine. This one is extra fiddly. I think that's there. Oh, that's the cable snagging in on that one, that's annoying. Right, okay, that's the final one. So with this one, what I did was I replaced this transistor and took the battery out. Replaced that transistor because it did look like it was badly corroded by the battery. Battery on this one doesn't seem to have leaked, so that's something at least. Now let's see if we get anywhere with this. I will be surprised if I do, given the issues that this machine has given us, but we will stick with this control board because it seems the problems started after I replaced that central control board. So if I just power this on and eject, so far so good. We do seem to still have control over the machine. Let's grab a cassette. This will be one of the cassettes that I repaired last time. And something that I will do, it's non-conductive, just put that over there to stop the light getting in. Fast forward works and doesn't stop. Stop, play, yeah, it's doing exactly the same thing. You hit play, it goes straight into a fault condition and powers off. So if I do play, it laces, it starts to play, it fails. So it's not that central control board. Oh, honestly hoped it would be. Okay. Alright, let's try it with the lid on, just in case. As you know how fussy these things are with light. That should be enough. So fast forward is fine. Let's try rewind. I need to stop this in case it doesn't stop. Yeah, that's whoa. Yeah, it's still doing that. That's just completely ruined that tape again, so I've got to strip down and repair that tape again. Okay. And yeah, you can see it's just done that, which is really useful of it. Right, let's power it off. And let's see if we can find the board that the deck goes into first for, would it be mechanical control? It wouldn't be servo, it might be servo, it might be mechanical control, so we'll need to look at both. But this is how infuriating these things can get. I mean, hang on a minute, what's this? Oh, hang on a moment. That's the reason why it won't play, because this has snapped off. Do I have a spare one of those? I don't think I do, but I can check. I don't know if that would affect it rewinding. There is every possibility. Okay, that's a head assembly. I don't have a spare one of those bits, annoyingly. Have I got anything hidden at the bottom of the bowels of the machine box I've got here? No, annoyingly. Can I effect a temporary repair? I wonder. If I take this out. And if I do this. I wonder if I can solder the joints back in place. Let's see, shall we? Let's get the iron warmed up. this is also potentially the reason why it wouldn't maintain steady playback before, because that had a hairline fracture. And actually, so this is what I've ended up with. I've had to completely disassemble the connector, pull out the individual wires, solder them onto the main board with some fly leads, and then solder the ends, or I've just twisted them at the moment. I've soldered that one, just twisted them on like so, just to see if it works. So what I'll do quickly is I will just make sure that I don't have any joins between the solder. That one might actually, so I probably need to just make sure that those are separated. Oh, has that dislodged it? No, it hasn't. It's actually moved it, and it's still attached, but it solved the problem of having the solder too close. Let's just cast a line between those. There we go. All still connected. Right. Let's try this again. See if this makes any difference. So we'll grab another cassette. Okay, that one's fully rewound. Let's try play. Okay, that's positive. And that's actually continuing to play. Oh, there's the crinkly bit of the tape. Let's just wind search over that. That might be the pinch. Oh, that's the pinch roller. Ouch. Yeah, that's the pinch roller. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Let's see if we can get fast forward it off. Oh. Ouchie, ouchie, ouch. Yes, ouch. Oh, crikey. Thankfully it's just the beginning of the cassette, but that seems to have pretty much destroyed it. Alright, let's see if we can straighten this out. Okay, that's got twisted somewhere along the line. I don't actually know where that's got twisted, to be honest with you. Let's try and wind it back in. It's always something with these machines. If it's not one thing, it's another. It's almost like it doesn't want to live. Okay, so there we are. There we go. It's a more normal shape. There we are. And this can go back on. There we are. Alright, let's see what it does rewinding. Okay, so that's rewinding, and that's actually rewinding properly. So let's fast forward. That's obviously the nasty bits of tape. Let's try play. This is where we need to watch this pinch roller, because that isn't getting on there properly. So I think very likely need a pinch roller. That doesn't sound right. Let's just eject this again. Ah, I see what's happened. This has become twisted somewhere along the lines. So the only way out of this situation is to fully rewind the cassette and then actually detach it from this spool or spindle and put it back together properly. So we'll just use the machine to rewind it. That is unfortunately one of those things. There we are. So that's a good sign. See? End sensor's working again. So it seems that having this disconnected must break the circuit somehow. So if I eject this, this can be disassembled and then put back together again. Right. The big one is, does it display a picture? So let's put the lid on it. Let's grab a CRT. Actually, no, don't put a lid on it because I need to manually manipulate the capstan and pinch roller. So, really don't want to break another cassette. Right. There we go, that seems okay. So let's grab a CRT. Let's grab some space. And we'll need a coax because we don't have the AV interface for this one. Because these things are massive, not CRT that I've got, but the deck itself, I don't actually have any space on there for the CRT to sit. So and that's working perfectly. That's doing exactly what it should. That is stopping at the point that you want it to stop. The next thing is coax cable. So we need some coax. I've got some coax here. The problem is that's male to male. I need male to female. one of the problems. I've got so many cables, they're not necessarily always the right ones. It'd be easier if Philips had adapted the SCART standard on each of these machines earlier. Shame on them. They are a European company, they should have. Anyway, where are we? Sure I had the right cable around here somewhere. Right, let me find the cable and we'll be back in a moment.